There was a time when America moved at a different pace. The streets were quieter. The neighbors knew each other by name. The sound of a screen door closing meant someone had just stepped outside to enjoy the evening air. A family photo was something precious because every picture cost money to take, and every smile had to count.
You were so little.
Today, life moves faster than anyone could have imagined. We carry cameras in our pockets. We can talk to someone across the world in seconds. Cities shine brighter, roads stretch farther, and technology fills almost every corner of daily life. But when we place yesterday beside today, something amazing happens. Old photographs become time machines. Each one reminds us that while buildings change, cars change, clothes change, and even entire neighborhoods change, the human heart stays surprisingly familiar. We still laugh. We still dream. We still fall in love. We still hope for better days. Imagine flipping through 65 fascinating photographs. Every image tells a story, not just about America, but about the people who helped shape it. The first photos take us back to Main Street. Years ago, almost every town had one. Small family-owned stores lined both sides of the road. There was a bakery where fresh bread greeted you before sunrise. A hardware store where the owner probably knew your grandparents. A barber shop filled with friendly conversations. Children rode bicycles without checking their phones because there were no phones to check. Today, many of those streets look different. Chain stores have arrived. Online shopping delivers almost everything to our front doors. Some old buildings have disappeared, while others have been lovingly restored. Yet if you look closely, the spirit of those little towns still survives in places where people still wave to strangers. Another photograph shows children playing outside. No headphones. No gaming consoles. No endless scrolling. A simple stick became a sword. A cardboard box became a spaceship. A patch of grass became the greatest playground in the world. Kids played until the streetlights came on. Parents called them home from the front porch instead of sending a text message. Today, children have access to incredible technology. They can learn almost anything with a few taps. They can explore distant planets through virtual reality and attend classes online. But many people still smile when they remember scraped knees, homemade treehouses, and games that required nothing more than imagination. Then comes the family dinner table. Years ago, dinner was often the center of the day. Families gathered around one table. Everyone waited until the meal was served. Stories were shared. Advice was given. Laughter echoed across the room. No one paused to answer a notification. The conversation was the entertainment. Today, schedules are busier. Meals often happen in cars or between meetings. Yet many families are discovering that sitting together, even for a short time, is still one of life's greatest gifts. One old photograph captures a neighborhood block. Children chase ice cream trucks. Neighbors trim their lawns. Someone washes a bright-colored station wagon. Another family hangs clothes on a backyard clothesline while music drifts from an open window. Today, many neighborhoods have grown larger. Privacy fences stand taller. Garage doors open with a button, and people sometimes know more about friends online than the people living next door. Still, every community has moments when kindness breaks through, a helping hand after a storm, a neighborhood barbecue, or children riding bikes together once again. The next photograph shows a classroom. Wooden desks. A chalkboard covered in careful handwriting. Maps hanging on the wall. Students raising their hands instead of clicking a button. Teachers wrote lessons with chalk that covered their hands in white dust. Today, smart boards replace chalkboards. Tablets replace heavy textbooks. Information travels faster than ever before. But one thing has never changed. A great teacher still has the power to change a life. A fascinating image captures a family road trip. The station wagon is packed from bumper to bumper. Suitcases are tied to the roof. Dad unfolds a giant paper map while Mom hands sandwiches to the kids. There are no GPS voices telling them where to turn. Sometimes getting lost became part of the adventure. Today, navigation is instant. Cars are quieter, safer, and smarter. Electric vehicles quietly glide down highways that continue to grow. Yet many people secretly miss those unexpected detours that became unforgettable memories. Another photo reveals a drive-in movie theater. Families arrive before sunset. Children play beneath the giant screen while parents unfold lawn chairs. The smell of popcorn fills the air. When darkness finally falls, the movie begins beneath a sky full of stars. Many drive-ins have disappeared, but some still welcome visitors, reminding everyone that watching a movie once felt like attending a magical event. One powerful photograph shows a train station filled with soldiers returning home. Families wait anxiously. Children search every face. Then someone shouts with joy. Tears become smiles. Hugs erase months, or even years, of waiting. America has seen difficult times, but these images remind us how deeply people treasured coming home. Next comes a grocery store. Years ago, shopping carts rolled across polished floors while friendly cashiers recognized regular customers. Milk arrived in glass bottles. Many foods were made locally. Children begged for candy near the checkout counter just as they do today. Now grocery stores are larger than ever. Self-checkout lanes speed things along. Online orders arrive without leaving home. Convenience has changed shopping forever. But fresh bread still smells just as wonderful. One photograph captures a baseball game played on an empty neighborhood field. There are no fancy uniforms. No giant stadium. Just kids, a homemade diamond, and endless summer sunshine. Someone uses an old glove passed down from an older brother. Every home run feels like the World Series. Today, organized sports have grown into billion-dollar industries. Yet the simple joy of throwing a baseball with someone you love remains exactly the same. Another image takes us inside an old diner. Chrome stools. Red booths. A jukebox glowing in the corner. Fresh pie cooling behind the counter. Friends gather after school. Truck drivers stop for breakfast. The waitress already knows everyone's favorite order. Many classic diners still stand today, offering more than food. They serve memories. The photographs continue. Telephone booths once stood on busy sidewalks. People carried coins instead of chargers. A missed call often meant waiting until tomorrow. Today, nearly everyone carries a smartphone with more computing power than entire buildings once contained. We gained speed. But sometimes we lost the excitement of wondering who might be calling. One unforgettable image shows children drinking water from a garden hose on a hot summer afternoon. No bottled water. No expensive sports drinks. Just cold water, sunshine, and endless laughter. Those little moments still make people smile decades later. Another photo reveals families gathered around a single television. Only a few channels existed. Everyone watched together. Favorite shows became shared experiences across the entire country. Today, thousands of programs stream instantly. Everyone watches something different. Choice has expanded beyond imagination. Yet watching together still creates the strongest memories. One photograph shows workers building skyscrapers with astonishing courage. Steel beams stretch toward the clouds. Safety equipment looks very different from today's standards. Their determination helped create the skylines we recognize today. America's cities grew upward because ordinary people accomplished extraordinary work. The next image shows farmers working endless fields. The equipment was smaller. The work was harder. The days were longer. Technology has transformed farming beyond recognition, yet every meal still begins with someone willing to care for the land. A touching photograph captures grandparents sitting on a front porch. They watch children run through the yard. They tell stories that cannot be found in history books. Every wrinkle carries another chapter of life. Today, families often live farther apart. Video calls help bridge the distance. But nothing replaces sitting beside someone who remembers a different America. As the photographs continue, fashion changes dramatically. Hats become hairstyles. Suits become jeans. Dresses become new styles every decade. Music changes. Cars change. Architecture changes. Even language changes. Yet every smiling face reminds us that every generation believed it was living through remarkable times. One image shows teenagers gathered around a record player. Another shows cassette tapes. Then compact discs. Today, almost every song ever recorded fits inside one tiny device. Technology transformed how we experience music, but a favorite song still carries us back in time with just a few notes. Old amusement parks appear in another photograph. Ferris wheels turn slowly. Cotton candy melts in little hands. Parents smile as children experience simple wonder. Modern parks feature incredible rides and breathtaking technology. Yet excitement still begins with anticipation and ends with joyful memories. The pictures keep revealing surprising contrasts. Old airports where families walked loved ones all the way to the gate. Busy train stations filled with handwritten schedules. Small-town parades where everyone knew someone marching by. Local newspapers arriving every morning. Milkmen. Newspaper boys. Phone operators. Jobs that once seemed permanent have quietly disappeared, replaced by careers previous generations could never have imagined. Each photograph reminds us that change is constant. But change does not erase the past. Instead, it builds upon it. The America of yesterday helped create the America of today. Every bridge built by hard-working hands still carries travelers. Every school educated another generation. Every family passed values forward. Every invention opened another door. The final photographs begin blending then and now. An old black and white picture of grandparents becomes a modern color photograph of great-grandchildren standing in the very same place. A tiny farmhouse becomes a thriving neighborhood. A dirt road becomes a busy highway. A small airport becomes an international gateway. A handwritten letter becomes an instant message sent around the world. Some changes make us nostalgic. Others fill us with excitement. Perhaps the greatest lesson these 65 photographs teach is that every generation experiences both gain and loss. Yesterday offered slower moments, deeper conversations, and simpler pleasures. Today offers remarkable medical advances, greater opportunities, instant communication, and knowledge available to nearly everyone. Neither time was perfect. Every generation faced challenges. Every family experienced hardship. Every decade brought uncertainty. Yet people kept moving forward. They built homes. Raised children. Started businesses. Served their communities. Comforted neighbors. Dreamed impossible dreams. And somehow, they left behind photographs that allow us to remember not just how America looked, but how it felt. Because nostalgia is never really about old buildings or classic cars. It is about moments. A father's reassuring smile. A mother's gentle hug. Friends laughing until sunset. The smell of fresh-cut grass. The sound of baseball on a summer afternoon. The excitement of Christmas morning. The pride of graduation day. The quiet peace of sitting on a porch while the sun slowly disappears beyond the horizon. Those moments belong to every generation. One day, the photographs we take today will become someone else's treasured memories. Children who now race through sprinklers will someday tell stories about life back then. The phones we think are modern will seem ancient. Today's neighborhoods will become tomorrow's history. And someone will smile while comparing America then, and America now. That is the beautiful rhythm of time. The world keeps changing, but the things that matter most continue to endure. Kindness never goes out of style. Hard work never loses its value. Hope never becomes old-fashioned. Love never becomes outdated. Every generation inherits a story, adds its own chapter, and passes it forward. So as we close this journey through these fascinating glimpses of America's past and present, let us remember that history is not only found in museums or faded photographs. It lives in families. It lives in traditions. It lives in everyday acts of courage and compassion. Most of all, it lives in us. The road behind us reminds us how far we've come. The road ahead invites us to build something even better. May we honor the memories of yesterday, cherish the blessings of today, and step into tomorrow with grateful hearts, knowing that the greatest photographs are not only the ones we've saved, but the unforgettable moments we are still creating, one beautiful day at a time.